were active in the structures of the United Democratic Front in the 1980s, operating from different parts of our country. The news of Comrade Hlengiwe's passing came as a great shock to those of us who have known and worked with this lifelong advocate for social change, justice, and equality. Our feelings at her departure are best captured in the words of former Indian Prime Minister Nehru, who, in paying tribute to Gandhi, had the following to say: "The sun that warmed and brightened our lives has set, and we shiver in the cold and dark." Close quote. Indeed, Program Director, we shiver in the cold and dark, for in Comrade Hlengiwe Mkhize's passing, the sun that warmed and brightened the lives of many has set. Death has robbed us of a cadre who exhibited some of the finest qualities required by our movement, causing us to shiver in the cold and dark. We will always remember Comrade Hlengiwe as a humble and dependable servant of the people of South Africa. She was a person of principle, a well-rounded pedagogue, a scholar, a critical thinker, an intellectual of note, as well as a sharp and eloquent contributor in shaping the policies and programs of our movement and our government. We will never forget the many years in which she worked tirelessly, championing the interests of the most vulnerable in our society. She connected very well with the people, especially the poor. In her, people with disabilities found a valuable ally. She made an immense contribution in the ongoing struggle to assert equality, dignity, and total emancipation of women. She also played no small part in ensuring that the doors of learning and culture remain open for all. We will also remember Comrade Hlengiwe for the role she played as one of the midwives to our country's negotiated democratic transition. We owe it to her and many other patriots of her caliber that our country was able to navigate through this delicate transition relatively peacefully. She stood for the truth. She was able to build bridges of reconciliation. She also understood that reconciliation without justice and redress was impossible. She preferred unity over disunity, persuasions over confrontation, inclusion over exclusion, hope over despair, as well as progress over regression. Up to her last days, she continued to immerse herself in the daily struggles, especially of those on the margins of our society. She made it her mission that no one must be left behind. To us, the name of Comrade Hlengiwe Mkhize belongs to the galaxy of exceptional men and women who, through their dedication and discipline, made an indelible mark in our nation's collective consciousness and helped to shape our country's democratic destiny. Her name deserved a special mention in the history of our country. Comrade Hlengiwe is no more, but we are confident that her caring spirit will live amongst us forever. Although death has robbed us of her immense capabilities, we have no doubt that her life will be emulated by many. By force of example, she has shown us the way. Our task is to defend and deepen her proud legacy, which straddled across many parts of our national life. The best and lasting monument we can erect for Comrade Hlengiwe is to continue building a caring and a more humane society. This we must do because our understanding that the true measure of societal progress is the extent to which it takes care of the most vulnerable amongst its ranks. In the current climate of weak economic growth, increased joblessness, poverty and inequality, the ANC of Comrade Hlengiwe must respond to the significant demands on government to continue and expand income support measures for those living in poverty. Subject to long-term affordability, serious consideration should be given to extending further support to the unemployed and those who are structurally marginalized from the economy. Such support should be linked to a clear exit strategy and should enable especially young people to transition into gainful employment. Comrades, we must do all of these things as part of ensuring that the sacrifices made by Comrade Hlengiwe and many like her were not in vain. We must also do all of these things assured in the knowledge that even though the sun that warmed and brightened our lives has set, even though Comrade Hlengiwe is no longer with us, her legacy of caring for the marginalized must outlive her and prevent us from shivering in the cold and dark. Program Director, in the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 11, verses 1 to 44, when Lazarus, the friend of Jesus, fell too ill, his sisters Martha and Mary sent word to Jesus, who was in another town. Jesus arrived 4 days after Lazarus had died and had been buried. Martha ran to him to deliver the news. Both sisters were distraught, and Mary said to Jesus, "Lord, if thou hadst been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus felt their pain and said to them, "I am the resurrection and the life." And once they had showed him the tomb, he went, he cried and prayed and said, "Lazarus, come out," and said to them, "Unwrap him and let him go." Baba Mkhize, the children and the entire family, I'm sure you too send word to Jesus through your prayers to heal your wife, Baba Mkhize, to heal your mother, the children, the daughter, the grandchildren. Yet Jesus was in another town. I believe today that he has heard your prayers, and today he is in your home to remind you once again that he is the resurrection and the life. Uthi uJehova Butpet, unwrap her and let her go. Uthi release her from your emotions and your pains. Let her go and rest in eternal life without pain. We want to say to you today, as the African National Congress, may the Lord comfort you and give you strength. We want to say to our sister, go well, dear sister. Go well, Comrade Hlengiwe. You have made your contribution. We who remain behind will pick up your fallen spear. We want to thank your family for allowing you to be part of the bigger ANC family and for lending you to the liberation struggle. Sithi baka Mkhize bonke, Budpet, we know you are going through pain. Kodwa uthi uYehova mkhululeni ahambe. We will miss you, Comrade Hlengiwe, till we meet again. May your soul rest in eternal peace. Amandla.